Great answer.
Regardless if they have $1 million or not. I want you to feel like it.
Okay, so talking about money, let's talk about money. How did you get the gig with Floyd Mayweather? I know how difficult it is.
Logan. Now he's fighting Deji. Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
You'll see reports. You mentioned 100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten 100 million for a fight. Not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130. Wow. There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year.
A former staff member of Floyd Mayweather has come forward with claims that the boxing legend may not be as wealthy as he appears. The insider alleges that Mayweather puts on a show of wealth, regardless of his actual financial situation, and frequently brings up his riches to uphold a lavish public persona, even if his bank balance suggests otherwise.
Specialized.
Great answer.
Regardless if they have $1 million or not. I want you to feel like it.
Okay, so talking about money, let's talk about money. How did you get the gig with Floyd Mayweather? I know how difficult it is for women to get jobs in male-dominated careers. I have a friend that is the only female licensed boxing promoter in the world, so I know some of the challenges you must have come across. So tell me how you got this gig.
Well, first of all, what a lot of people don't know, Floyd and I have been friends since 2001. And I used to work at a barbershop that he used to come to, and he already had a barber. So I think already, it was just something that was inevitable that was going to happen eventually anyway.
Logan Paul has voiced a question that many fans have been asking. Why does Floyd Mayweather, someone known for his immense wealth, keep participating in unusual exhibition matches? It raises questions about the true state of his finances. These seemingly effortless fights often look like quick cash grabs, hinting at a possible need for fast money rather than a genuine effort to protect his boxing legacy. With unbalanced matchups and low-stakes competition, the speculation grows stronger that these bouts might be more about covering financial gaps than staying in the spotlight.
Logan. Now he's fighting Deji. Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
Yes.
That makes sense.
No, he's not. Jeff shaking his
Yes, he is, Jeff.
Not.
Jeff, why is he doing these bullshit fights just to make money? Why don't you take a seat, manager Jeff, and tell us why Floyd Mayweather is taking random fights?
Let me ask you a question just to lead him in. if you have $100 million net worth and somebody offers you another 20, are you gonna say, nah, I got 100 already?
No.
Okay. So what's the fucking question? Homie's taking the bags, and the Deji bag is a big one, buddy.
Let me tell you something.
I don't know. Is it?
Dubai, yeah.
You're
Maybe another 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, why not take that
Deji
bag, bro?
Zero.
I was gonna say Deji's cut of this fight my guess
Even
was
if he pays him $700,000.
my guess was
Although Floyd Mayweather confidently claims to have settled his debts, IRS documents tell a different story. According to official records, he still owes millions in unpaid taxes. This stark contrast between his public statements and the government's data points to a deeper financial issue. Far from being a minor oversight, the tax burden appears substantial, raising questions about the stability behind his polished image. It paints a picture of someone possibly using his public bravado to mask a far more fragile financial reality.
Imagine getting a letter from the IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by the IRS in 2022. Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem, so they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. He claimed a big expense of about $14 million that he says he paid for legal expenses. The government didn't agree with this expense and said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes on his tax return. That was how Floyd got KO'd into the hot water with the tax authorities. Comment on the word free below this video and I'll send you access to a free call where you can discuss your tax situation with the most experienced attorney and get the best possible recommendations in a few minutes. Make sure you're following so you can receive the link immediately after your comment.
From diamond-studded timepieces to a collection of luxury cars, Mayweather has built an image rooted in extravagant displays of wealth. But this constant emphasis on material success begs the question, what happens when the spotlight dims? By aligning his sense of worth with flashy possessions, he's crafted an identity closely tied to outward riches. As the flow of income slows, sustaining that image becomes increasingly difficult. This reliance on showcasing luxury only adds fuel to ongoing speculation about the true state of his finances.
I don't understand why the need to package these things Africans, black people do, packaging. They appear to be, why do you want to appear to be rich instead of be rich? I'm not into this. I mean, you just propaganda. It's just said he bought 400 million flats in New York, and none of them were real. Why do you feel the need to embarrass yourself like that? Just live your life and enjoy. Nobody cares how much Bugatti you got. Nobody cares about how much Ferrari or how much watch your watch cost, 18 million, whatever. Nobody cares. These are all liabilities. As soon as you buy the watch, you can't sell it for 18 million again. It's not physically possible. It's not an asset. He's gonna go bankrupt soon.
One of Floyd Mayweather's former exhibition opponents, Deji, shed light on the emotional vulnerability behind the glitz. He recounted an instance where a seemingly harmless remark from a fan noticeably rattled Floyd. Rather than ignoring it, Mayweather responded with unexpected defensiveness, suggesting that public perception still affects him deeply. His need to assert dominance in trivial moments hints at underlying insecurity. Despite all his success, it seems he's still searching for validation, not just praise.
I'm not asking how much, but did you get paid at least some of it up front?
Yes.
Okay. Because obviously Logan, when he fought, he keeps talking about how he still hasn't got anything.
Yeah.
And now you have fought him.
Yeah.
You got some of it at least.
I mean, I just have better better manager, agent, all of that.
Although you may not have done it if Logan had just been paid, right? Like maybe you needed Logan to...
No, it's because it's like, remember when I fought Vinny Hackett?
No, yeah, true. No one at that event got paid.
Everyone apart from
you and Gib, right?
Yeah, me and Gib, we got paid.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Shout out manager. Yeah. I don't know, can we say his name?
Yeah, say him, yeah.
Shout out Lim.
Chiverano.
Man like Chiverano.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. No, he's so fake and he's insecure as hell. And the thing is, I don't even care about saying all this stuff. Yeah, you're not going to fight me, are you, bitch? Okay. He's so insecure. So let me just tell you like some things that happened. Okay. So this was the Dubai podcast. For some reason, he's just making these noises, slap, slap, slap to his whole team, slap, slap, and just doing, just making some weird noises. It made no sense. And then one of my fans said, "Hey yo, Deji, I flew all the way from the UK for this." And then he you don't have to respond to that, but he responds being like, "It don't matter, man. You in Dubai now." Like why? Like
Tensions rose when Logan Paul revealed he was taking legal action against Floyd Mayweather, claiming he hadn't been fully paid for their high-profile bout. What was promoted as a blockbuster event appears to have ended in conflict and mistrust. If Mayweather's finances are truly in order, the question remains, why delay payment? The lawsuit could potentially uncover signs of deeper financial mismanagement, hinting at a troubling pattern where obligations are overlooked while money continues to funnel into new projects.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
short
way.
a few mil, yeah.
Wow. Still a few mil.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this for the court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a...
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, we're taking it to the court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
Oh my goodness.
In one particularly unusual moment, Mayweather was spotted making a hefty bank deposit entirely in $1 bills. While it created a buzzworthy scene, the act came off more as a performance than a practical financial move. These kinds of stunts underscore how much of his brand is built on spectacle. It's less about financial sense and more about sustaining an image. This begs the question, is there real wealth behind the showmanship? Or is it all part of a meticulously crafted illusion?
Money Man is getting ready. A Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas. He had to get the ones. Make it rain. Get him. Well, yeah. I need everybody. I mean everybody. Had Girl Collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, or whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl Collection. Yeah. Yeah.
Mayweather has always taken an aggressive stance when it comes to generating income. However, as more reports come to light, ethical concerns are beginning to surface. From exaggerating his earnings to controversies over unpaid dues, the distinction between sharp business moves and misleading tactics starts to fade. Rather than focusing on sustainable, transparent ventures, some of his strategies appear to revolve around capitalizing on hype and short-term buzz.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you—
Floyd Mayweather has found himself connected to controversial cryptocurrency endorsements that ultimately left many investors with losses. Despite his apparent wealth, he promoted digital coins that later collapsed, leading to accusations of financial opportunism. These weren't just small endorsements. Millions were invested in these projects simply because Floyd lent his name to them. This points to a readiness to align himself with high-risk ventures in pursuit of quick profits, regardless of the impact on his followers or fans.
Celebrity endorsements. One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra cards. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything that's going on, really. So like what
we all know that.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy can't read, and
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just knowing, not knowing, right? Like they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It was basically you speak to his manager.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Floyd's price. And you send the money over.
Yeah.
The manager makes his little cut from it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right. And you just basically give him his script and he just does it.
You'll see reports. You mentioned 100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten 100 million for a flight. Not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130.
Wow.
There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year over Cristiano Ronaldo.
You think it's bullshit?
I know it is. And there's public companies they do business with. HBO would be one of them. Find an executive to back the claim. It's never happened and it won't be.
And how do you know it's bullshit?
He makes very good money because I know the fight business. I've been in the fight business.
Mayweather often takes pride in announcing his enormous earnings from fights. However, some insiders within the boxing world have raised questions about the truth behind these figures. Numbers like $100 million in a single night are certainly eye-catching, but the lack of clear and transparent breakdowns leaves room for doubt. Some believe these amounts are exaggerated to uphold a sense of dominance and superiority. While bold claims may make headlines, they can erode credibility over time. Floyd regularly positions himself as the greatest in boxing history, claiming that no one can compare to him. Though confidence is a trait of great champions, his constant self-promotion can often come off as overbearing. Rather than letting his accomplishments speak for themselves, he continually feels the need to remind others of his greatness. This persistent boasting sometimes seems more rooted in insecurity than self-assurance, and it can turn people away as much as it attracts them.
Well, I think I'm separated now.
You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had a tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
So is Javon Among the many legal challenges Floyd Mayweather has faced, one of the more unexpected involved unpaid jewelry bills. A Miami-based jeweler accused him of receiving high-value pieces without settling the payment. This isn't the first time such an issue has arisen. Despite regularly flaunting millions in jewelry on social media, the question remains, why aren't the bills being paid? This ongoing pattern supports the idea that his wealth might be more of an illusion than a reality. When faced with criticism or tough questions, Floyd often brushes it off by labeling it as envy. It's a common strategy used by public figures to deflect accountability. However, by doing so, he sidesteps valid concerns. Not all criticism comes from a place of jealousy. Sometimes it's rooted in the contradictions between his public image and private actions. Dismissing all dissent as made jealousy is more of a diversion than a defense.
Just remember this. Jealousy, people jealous of you, comes with success. So anytime you're successful, people gonna be jealous of you. People are always gonna like you. It's the same thing like my job. I still go there and be at my best. If you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. So do what makes you happy. Because you see this jet, you see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion. You know why? Because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. Do what the fuck you want to do. And all we can do is take one day at a time. You know, that's all we can do. No one is perfect. Every day we strive to be perfectionists, but no one is perfect. I make mistakes. I make mistakes. You know, I've said things that I shouldn't have said when I was younger. I've done things that I shouldn't have done when I was younger. I'm not perfect, but we live and we learn. That's a part of growing.
One of the boldest claims Floyd Mayweather has made is that he earned $350 million in a single night. While not entirely impossible, the lack of detailed financial proof casts doubt on such figures. Even if the claim were accurate, it serves more to build myth around his persona than offer true transparency. While it boosts his legendary status, it also invites skepticism and criticism. Mayweather's shift from the pretty boy image to the Money Mayweather persona wasn't by chance. It was a calculated rebrand that leveraged his natural confidence and aggressive style. However, this transformation came with its own challenges. It elevated him to an almost mythical status, but also placed him under constant pressure to live up to the hype. While commercially successful, this new image locked him into a public persona that demands relentless displays of wealth.
They devised a plan, go from pretty boy to money. See, pretty boy loved to throw hands, but money was a defensive specialist. In fact, he's easily considered as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But that wasn't the only reason he changed his name. Look at that man's face. See, Mayweather was known to talk smack and aggravate people, but this made things even worse because now he's blocking and running away. So people was like, you doing all this talking, but you running. But as he's moving away, he's throwing in some hits here and there. And before you know, when the fight's over, he lands so many more hits that he always wins. So people would always say, Mayweather, you boring. You not throwing hands for real. But his reply was always, nah, do something about it. So people lost it. They started paying to see him lose. But this strategy was none other than Muhammad Ali. He would talk so much trash that people would pay to see him lose. And they would get disappointed every time. So they would come back next time and spend some more money, but the only person winning is Muhammad Ali. So this turns Mayweather into one of the richest athletes of all time. Why? Because of his brittle.
If Mayweather were genuinely as financially secure as he projects, he wouldn't be resorting to risky business decisions. Claims of unpaid debts, questionable partnerships, and staged displays of wealth all point to a deeper issue. The collaboration with rapper Tigger and the luxury items that allegedly went unpaid add further fuel to the fire. These aren't isolated incidents. They appear to be recurring patterns that suggest his empire may be more fragile than it looks on the surface.
This is how Floyd Mayweather and Tyga might get away without paying $4 million in jewelry. So a lot of wealthy people buy assets or luxury items under business entities. This allows them to pay less tax while also having protection against lawsuits personally. In this case, Tyga and Floyd used a watch broker and some upfront cash to make the deal go through. But as the days passed, no payment was made on the balance that was due, and even their agent admitted they owed $4 million. So what these two did is they signed and paid using a business, and then before paying the full amount, gifted it to themselves on behalf of the business that bought it. Therefore, the broker can't go after Floyd or Tyga because they didn't buy it from them personally. A business that they may control bought it and then gifted it to them, but in this sense is completely separate. But what they did is how the rich get richer. Us in our daily lives have no protection from lawsuits, but as soon as you use a business, the laws completely change. So I'm not saying you should do this or that they'll even get away with this, but it's definitely an interesting way to get expensive jewelry cheaper.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.